Stalin was a dictator of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. He was born on December 18, 1878 in Gori, Georgia. Stalin was brought up in poverty and was never given the love he desired from his father. As a young boy, he grew up in poverty with an alcoholic father that physically abused him. Stalin's mother had worked hard as a washerwoman to put money on the table. The kids from other villages treated him very cruelly, and because of this, his only desire was for everyone to respect him, and that led him to take the actions he did. Stalin's mother managed to enroll him in church school, where he did well and earned a scholarship to Tiflis Theological Seminary in 1894. He also did an excellent job in seminary school. He still left in 1899, but it is believed that he left for many different reasons, one as such that he could not afford to pay for tuition fees. Although he had left seminary school, he stayed at Tiflis and worked as a tutor and a clerk at Tiflis Observatory. Joseph Stalin was arrested many times because of his criminal intentions to make money. He set up kidnappings, robberies, and extortions to make money for himself. The first time he was arrested was in 1902 for coordinating a labor strike and was deported to Siberia. He was arrested and deported to Siberia about 7 times and escaped every time but the last time. Stalin was a part of the bank robbery in Tiflis, in which they robbed 250,000 rubles and also killed many innocent people. Joseph Stalin had 2 sons that were from different wives. His first wife was Ekaterina Savardnidze, who passed away in a German concentration camp in 1943. Stalin's oldest son, Yakov, had joined the Red Army and was later captured by Germany during the war. Germany had given Stalin the chance to get his son back, but he refused to swap his son for the Field Marshal Frederick Paulus. Yakov tried escaping from the Germans and was shot to death on April 14, 1943. His second son was an alcoholic just like Stalin's father. He feared no one but his own father. He managed to graduate as a pilot, although his grades in school were very poor. He had a fear of what would happen to him if his father passed away. Then eventually Stalin did pass away, and he was imprisoned for 7 years for misappropriation of state property. Joseph Stalin's goal of becoming a leader of the Soviet Union was being incomplete because of the man named Leon Trotsky. Trotsky was a Marxist revolutionary and theorist. He was a Soviet politician who transferred all political power to the Soviets, and he was also the founder of the Red Army. Since he was up for the leadership of the Soviet Union as well, Stalin got a Soviet agent to assassinate him in Mexico City. Stalin still ended up switching on them because becoming allies with Nikolai Bukharin and Alexei Rykov, which only caused his former allies to join Trotsky and challenge Stalin as left opposition. Stalin was too brilliant. He turned his rivals against each other, which only led him to the top with the help from his allies. So his enemies would either become dependent or expelled. The power brought him servants, so he got rid of Bukharin and Rykov as well. Stalin further got Trotsky murdered to gain leadership of the Soviet Union for himself. In 1912, Stalin was appointed to serve as the first Central Committee of the Bolshevik Party. 3 years later, in November 1917, Bolsheviks seized all the power in Russia. The Soviet Union was founded in 1922 with Lenin as its first leader. But at the time, Stalin was still making his way to the top as he became Secretary General at the Central Committee of the Communist Party. After Lenin had passed away in 1924, Stalin took out the rivals and gained power for the Communist Party. Then by the late 1920s, he became the dictator of the Soviet Union. From then, the rule of career had started. The Soviet Union leader had passed away on March 5th, 1953. Joseph Stalin had suffered from arteriosclerosis,